is going on over there? Cats are being crazy. Ugh. Oh my goodness. Goodness. Itchy. Bug bites. Hi, Shannon. Oh my goodness, excuse me. I'm all right. I just woke up. I'm tired. Just got back from vacation. I got some sun. I'm a little darker than I was last time. Yeah, sleepy. Yeah, I just got home yesterday morning, like 3 a.m, and then had to work this morning at like 7. So I'm tired. I took a nap, but it didn't help. Yeah, I took a vacation weekend. We just randomly went to New Orleans for the weekend. Hi, Kay Kelly. Hi. Whew. I'm going to try to keep this at like an hour today. Not go over. It's me. I'm going to try to keep it at an hour today because I'm so sleepy and I haven't eaten much of anything yet. I had a little bit of a lunch, but it's really small. More tired than anything. It was good. It was good. I had a good time. It was nice to get away for the weekend. I got bit up by bugs, so I'm very itchy. Mosquitoes got me. Oh my goodness. How are you guys doing? Oh my goodness. I'm going to keep yawning too, which is really annoying. Yay. Oh. I know it's the first time I've traveled since they like lifted the mask mandate and stuff, and it's something. It's a little anxiety stuff, but it's all right. Yeah, it's hot here too. It was extremely hot in New Orleans, but it felt like it was 102, I guess some days. It was like the real feel. Here it's only 88 today, but it says it feels like 91. It's hot even in here, and the AC is on full blast. So tonight's supposed to be nice though. Tonight's supposed to be like 67. It's supposed to get down to. But it's like 90s every day. Ugh. Do you get like humidity up that way? Like, does it get like humid? That's how it is like here. And that's how it was like in New Orleans. It gets very humid, but used to the humidity because we live here, and here it gets really humid. I think the humidity is like worse than the heat because the humidity is like stifling, makes it hard to breathe. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, can add up to 10 degrees. That makes sense. Yeah, the humidity is awful. I had to work from home yesterday, so I had to work. I was in New Orleans and was working, and I went to the Starbucks, and the Starbucks internet went out halfway through my workday, which was great. So then I had to quickly find another cafe. I found an internet cafe. At least that's what it was called, but it wasn't. It was just a cafe with high-speed internet. But that was like a couple blocks away, and I'm like, I wish I would have went here to begin with, because it was a lot nicer than the Starbucks, and I had to drink 2 lattes, like 2 big lattes. I'm like, this is too much coffee, not enough food. Anyway. Yeah, exactly. With the mask on, yeah. This is the first trip that I didn't wear a mask everywhere, and I was extremely anxious about it. I'm probably going to get COVID. This is it. This is when I get COVID. I'm fully vaccinated, but it was too hot. It was so hot to wear one. I wore one on the planes because I wasn't going to be in like enclosed spaces with people without one on. But when we were outside, yeah, I wasn't going to wear one. I wanted to, but it was too hot. The cases are relatively low right now. I think flu season, we're going to get hit again, I bet. But anyway. I said that to Josh. I go, this is it. It's finally going to get me, because it hasn't gotten me yet. But they don't even have, no one wears them on like planes. There's like 5 people that wear them on a plane. And I'm like, I'm at the point that we should just wear them on planes anyway, because people are gross. It's just nasty. Anyway. It's my TED Talk. How did you guys like Carnivorous Carnival? I finished it today. I read it today and finished it today, because I almost forgot about the live show again. I was thinking for some reason that it was next week. But Grinchathon is next week, right? Right? Already? I should probably make a TBR. Yes! My cats are also very, very sad. They miss me. For the second boosters, I only got 1 booster. I don't think they set us up here for the second. At least my pharmacy didn't call me. Not that they would. I don't know if they're giving out second boosters for us or not. I think you need to have like a special condition that gets you it. Yes, that's right, because your birthday's coming up, right? Or did it already happen? Did I miss it? You guys second booster? I got 1 booster, like so far. There's a second and a third booster? What? How comes no one's been telling me to get my booster? How comes no none of my pharmacies have been calling? We just got 1 booster. Like, we got the 2 doses of the, we both got Pfizer, Josh and I, and then we got the 1 booster. Both of us got boosted. But Yeah, I didn't know there was another booster. Yeah, I want to get it. Because I don't want COVID. I'm still very cautious. Like vacation, I wasn't as cautious. I'm gonna sadly admit I wasn't as cautious. But my feet are itchy. Sorry, there's bug bites on my feet. My feet are itchy. But I'm on a email list, but I'm not on an email. I don't know. Maybe they don't want me to get it. They're like, you know what? Nah, you're good. Like, you're healthy. You'll be fine. I still wear like a mask everywhere I go. I have to wear a mask when I'm like, well, not when I'm at my desk because I'm far away from everyone. I'm far away from enough people at my cubicle that it's not a big deal. And then, so I take mine off at my desk. Finally, I didn't used to, but now I finally take mine off at my desk, and everyone in my team's vaccinated as well. But there's hardly anyone ever there anymore because half the time we're working from home. What? I can't play fetch right now, buddy. Here. Yeah. What was I saying? See, he's so distracted. ADHD, man. But anyway, I'll get it eventually. They don't want me to have it apparently. But I still wear like a mask when I go to the grocery store. I'm the only one. Like no one wears masks around here anymore. I'm like one of the last because I'm paranoid. People are gross anyway. And I'll definitely be wearing one like once flu season hits. COVID is like the first time that I didn't get like the flu. It was nice. I don't want it. I don't know why these people like getting sick. Anyway, what? You didn't bring it back. Oh, you did bring it back. Well, it's behind me. I can't reach it. You got to bring it to the front of me. Anyway. Sorry. How was the book? Sorry. My goodness. Ow! You bit me. Oh my goodness. Fine. You bit me. Like love bit my knee. Anyway, where are we? Happy soon birthday. Yes, right. Do live show before Grinchathon. Couldn't remember if we were doing it after your birthday or right before your birthday. Couldn't remember. Because Grinchathon starts today, the Sunday. God, I haven't made a TBR. I gotta do that. You would think that some people like being sick with the way they're like don't want to get vaccinated. It's like some people just love being sick, I guess. Whatever. Each their own, but I'm not a fan. Tell me again how you like being sick when you're like throwing up. Like, tell me about your immune system when you're throwing up. Oh my goodness. Anyway. I think this one has some of my favorite, I said that with the last one too, but I like a lot of the illustrations in this one. But I was gonna say I think the Vile Village has my favorite illustrations probably, other than the first book just has classic illustrations, but this one has some of my favorites as well. I think I say that about every book though, so. Trying to figure out which one. My favorite I think is with the tigers clawing the page. That's my favorite. Yay! I read that for last Grinchathon. Well, we've said this before, but I read that for last Grinchathon. I loved it. I read it for Green and Black Challenge. Because it's green and black. book. And it was short too. Even though the book's like really thick, it's actually a quick read. Where the heck is the chapter that I like? I'm trying to find the illustration. That's my favorite. It's before this one. God, where is it? Now I feel like it was like a dream I had. Chapter 5, maybe? No. Although chapter 5 is delightful. I don't know where it is. Oh, it's 10. I thought it was earlier. Anyway, 10. Chapter 9 is really cool too. I was going to say that one too. But I wrote cool page. Past Izzy wrote cool page. But I like this one because the CA, can't see it. It's too bright. Stop being so bright. Anyway, there you go. The CA from chapter is all the way down here because they knocked it down. Their claws. It's hilarious. Please don't bite me again. You didn't bring it back. I cannot throw a mouse if you don't bring it back. And that's not how this works. You don't bring it back, it doesn't get thrown. Yeah, chapter. Yes, chapter 5 is the deja vu chapter. That's just like some classic Lemony Snicket humor. And then like later in the book, he like repeats that same thing. Way later, it's like, if you've ever had deja vu. It's hilarious. Classic. Yeah, I love that. I think when I first read it as a kid, I probably thought they like messed up. Oh yeah, when he started misspelling stuff. I don't remember when that was, but yes, I love when he does stuff like that. I also remember I counted how many times she said please. What's her face? I forgot that I did that. I did the last live chat. I counted how many times Madame Lulu said please. Please. I think it's in the 50s. 60s? 57? 57.5. Because she says, because she goes PLE at one point. So she doesn't finish the word please. So it's 57.5 times she said that. Please. It's a great illustration on chapter 9. Which one's chapter 9? Oh, yeah. Where's this one? Oh, from inside, in chapter 9. I was going to say, I'm like, we already talked about that. Cute little lions. Yeah. Yeah, that one's cool. I like when we get, like, they rarely happen, but every now and again you get, like, the inside illustrations. I like the... I gotta catch my cat. He's about to fall. Oh, you're a klutz. Oh, you're a klutz, Obi. Look how big he is. Look at this. Look at this cat. He's like, I don't like this, Mom. Stop showing everybody how fat I am. He's the biggest one. Remember when he was like this big? Anyway, I was gonna rub against the laptop and make it shake. I like Madame Lulu too. Got excited. Capitals equal excitement. Yes, it's fine. It's fine. Don't apologize for that. Yeah, I think so, and I think it's very similar to like what I'm pretty sure it's very similar to what they did, like the narrator did. I think Tim Curry narrates both those books. Like I said, I know there's like one or two books that he doesn't narrate for some reason. Maybe he wasn't available. But I think he narrates both those books, and I'm pretty sure their accents are very similar. Please. I know. He's huge now. He's the biggest one. Obi is. Oberyn's a big boy. And then I think he's the second biggest Drogo, who wants to play fetch and is mad at me because I won't play fetch. And then Ari's right here on this bin. Arya, the best cat in the world. Don't tell your brothers and sisters. I'm just kidding. I love you all. Who am I kidding? Oh, that's why I have all of you, because I love you too. You too. Yeah, I love all of you too much. Is it bad that I basically only gave it 4 or 5? There isn't any elements. It is kind of weird, isn't it? There's mentions of elements at the one point. They mention like showing up to a freak show on an elephant or something because they arrived in the trunk of a car. So is it normally how one would show up to a freak show, to a carnival? I also still got like no answers to any of my questions. VFD is like, I'm not gonna say. There's a lot. There's a lot. You'll notice a pattern. It comes up a lot. I love when like Madame Lulu's like, we'll talk after everything, and the kids are like, no, why can't we talk now? I'm just like, yeah, you should probably talk now because you're gonna die. Madame Lulu and the Lions, yeah, like the Big Top Show, yeah. They mentioned how like they didn't have lions at like this carnival, but they mentioned it. They mentioned how like when you're showing up to a carnival or whatever, they're like, you normally arrive in a car or a double-decker bus or maybe on an elephant. Something like that. Does that make it 0.5? 4.5 stars. I'm like scratching my freaking bug bites. I can't stop. Yeah, I know. The suspense. That's why this is a mystery series. Yeah. They didn't like getting made fun of themselves. I love that photo. That's another illustration that I really like, of like all the people that are coming to like the like to the House of Freaks or whatever, because they're some of the weirdest looking people. Like, oh, damn son. There we go. They are just goofy looking. Look at even this guy, like that's hidden right here. Look at his jaw. It's like a box jaw. We're getting close. 9 books in. I know. So close. I always said Betrayal, I tell you. You can't trust adults, is what we're learning from this series. Adults bad. Adults let you down. Moral of the story: adults let you down. This is the first story that we get. Chapter 2. This is the first that we get Sunny's new talent, which is her cooking. She likes to cook. That's chapter 3. Chapter 2. Oh yeah, I remember you saying that last time too. That was one of your favorites. So funny. She looks ridiculous. I think it's like I've said this before, like when Shannon and I have read this series before together. But like I think it's like a really good series for kids because it's like kids always feel like that. Like there's always going to be, look at like the illumination off of the top, just the top of the laptop is making like a box. Anyway, see, ADHD, man. Kids always feel like that, you know. There's always like those adults that act like kids don't know anything, or that they're like, just because they're kids, they're less than. My like Southern came out there. Less than. Southern Pennsylvania came out. But yeah. Anyway, I don't know what I was saying. I got distracted by the box. Doesn't take much. Yeah, I wonder that too. Like, when was like the point where he knew? I don't know. I think like a part of me thinks that Lulu ratted them out. A part of me thinks like Olaf is underestimated a lot of times. Like, he comes off. I think this is another reason why the movie version of this series adaptation like pisses me off, because they made him like stupid and goofy rather than like yes, he's not the brightest bulb in the bunch, but like he is dastardly. Like he's smart in his own way. Like, he's not to be underestimated. I think that's what makes him like such a complex villain, is that he is like all those things. Like, he's smart, but he's also kind of dumb. But I know, it's like a little illuminated frame. It's like the sun's coming up right above it's like literally just a sliver above the laptop. Yeah. See, that's what I'm thinking. Like, maybe he did like know ahead of time. Maybe that's why he ordered the lions in the first place. I'm sure he had every intention of like throwing them to lions like early on. Yeah. I think Count Olaf probably like didn't have like the proper education. I feel like he didn't have a proper education. So like he might be dumb when it comes to like, I don't know, like book smart. It's like the stereotypical like book smarts versus street smarts kind of stereotype, that like saying cliche, whatever. Like that's Count Olaf. Like he's not to be messed with. He's a creepy villain. It's a creepy villain. Oh, he's cruel, yes. Thankfully, unsuccessful. Oh my goodness, Esme. Esme is something. I had Esme's jealousy. It's fun. It's fun. Esme as a character is just very interesting. It's very interesting that Count Olaf now has like a girlfriend. I like their relationship's interesting. She's just like, throw this lady to the freaking lions. I almost said to the wolves. To the freaking lions. She's in the way of my man. Yes. Yeah. She's unfortunately, she is that female character. They did I feel like she has her own motivations and arcs in the TV show that they kind of expanded on her more with. But yeah, she's something else. She's kind of a one-sided character. She's kind of flat in some of the books. But I think they really fleshed her out a little bit better in the show and added more depth to her character. Especially because I love a good female villain too. So yeah, I wrote about that in the recruiting in my one paper that I wrote. My paper that I wrote about the series. Well, I wrote it mainly about the first book, but I kind of dabbled into a little bit of how Count Olaf's hench people were picked and how they ended up with him. And I read so many interesting journals where people really really dove into it and why these henchmen are with him. And it was really interesting actually. Multiple people, a lot of scholars, I don't know, people reading this book. So a lot of people think and I agree with them on that point, the reason he has the crew that he has is because they are outcast from society and they have nowhere else to go. And Count Olaf gives them, in some fucked up way, a found family that they wouldn't have had before. Some scholars say it is. I've read articles about it. There's so much. It's so awesome. It's awesome when you're a Gemini and you have access to all the databases because you're in school. It's a good thing, but it's also very bad because then it means I end up reading too many articles when I'm trying to write a paper on one thing. I read too many articles about other things that I'm like, oh, I just want to know this. Sure, it makes us scholars. Why not? It makes them scholars. We're analyzing the text. But that's a big thing that multiple people have brought up is that Count Olaf gives these people who are freaks or weird in society or different in some way and gives them a found family. Because I wrote a lot of my stuff on my paper about the I had a whole section of my paper. My paper was really long, but I had a whole section of my paper on just the character that is neither male nor female. And some of the stuff is a little outdated. That's said in some of the books, but I don't know. I think there was a lot of talking about how a character like that could end up being in this villainous area. A lot of people were trying to make that character seem like Lemony Snicket was portraying non-binary folk or transgender folk as villains, and I disagree with that. but I'm biased too because I love the series, so I might just be biased. But like, I was trying to argue the point that like people like he didn't start out villainous, like it would be they didn't start out villainous because he's non-binary, so they didn't start out villainous. So like, I don't know, they ended up there because they were like cast out from society, and that Commonwealth gave them a family, and like I said, in some fucked up way, and a place to belong. So they might not, like, to quote Lemony Snicket, like, not everybody's evil, wholly evil. Some people are just a mix of good and bad. I think we see that again. I think the show does a really good way of rounding out the characters within his troupe, and I really like them. Yeah, I read so many papers that tried to argue that like the non-binary character, although they don't call them non-binary, but in our day we would call them non-binary. But a lot of scholars, like, well, people would argue both sides, but a lot of scholars would argue that like Lemony Snicket put them there because they are non-binary, and that is evil in itself. And I'm like, no, I don't see that at all. It's not like J.K. Rowling, who makes a character like that is blatantly bathed in transphobia. Like, please. It's not the same thing. Whose name is the name of like a doctor who specialized in conversion therapy, like a real doctor. Like, no, this isn't the same. J.K. Rowling is something else. But anyway, we're scholars. Somebody's going to quote us. Yes. Anyway, that's my take on that. Exactly. I think so too. Like, this series really shows that like people can be good and bad, and I also think like the people that should be good, like Poe or like Madame Lulu's gray as well, but like even the adults that are good are still like bystanders to bad deeds that are happening, and a lot of times they don't do anything, but that doesn't make them good people if they're standing by and letting this stuff happen. But it doesn't necessarily make them evil. And I think it's just there's good discourse to be had about the villains and just the adults in general in the show and the books. I'm running on like a couple hours of sleep, guys. My brain's not functioning. But even the kids are starting, like, even the orphans are starting to like toe that line. Like, they just burned down a whole carnival. So they're even like towing that line there where it's like, what's good, what's bad, you know. Good times. Anyway, sorry. That's my TED Talk. Yeah, exactly. Upset anyone or do something potentially dangerous. I think that's very like human nature too. Like, I think there's so many people who just stand by while bad shit happens and like think that makes them absolved because they didn't do anything. And I think, like, no, that doesn't make you a good person. If you're standing by while bad things are happening because you don't want to get involved, it doesn't make you a good person. It doesn't necessarily make you the villain in the situation, but it doesn't make you a good person either. Toes that line. What do you want? Bane? Don't even pretend like you missed me. You did not miss me. You barely said hi to me when I got home. He's debating if he wants to get in the window or not. Now, Bane's a big boy. Yes, you are. You're a good boy. Bane likes our cat sitter, so he didn't even notice we were gone. He's like, whatever. He's like, I get to visit the cat sitter. Oh, shook the whole thing. Yeah. Poe make it. Yeah. Even Lulu kept saying that she believes you. Yeah, you should always give people what they want. No, you shouldn't. That was a very weird scene, especially given the context that we're living in now with women, especially. I mean, stuff like what's been like happening with Roe v. Wade being overturned. Like stuff like that has been happening for a long time to, Black, brown, and indigenous people. It's not new, but white people are just now catching up. But like that whole scene makes me really uncomfortable where she's like, you just give them anything. And I'm like, no, no, no. Like just reading that big truck went by. But like reading that as a woman now living in post Roe v. Wade being overturned, I'm like, mm-mm. Yeah, now they don't want to reach out to Mr. Poe. Yeah, Jesus, all the trucks. They just opened like this big bypass. There's like one little fly in here, one of those little gnats. They just opened this like bypass that they've been working on since I was like in the womb. No, since before I was even in the womb. Since like the 70s, they've been talking about this bypass, and they finally opened it, and like they finally finished like the first stretch of it, and it's supposed to like get rid of like all this traffic. It did nothing. It is no different. Just no different. I still get the ridiculous traffic through town. Anyway, ADHD, you know. She didn't even give the siblings what they wanted, or she delayed until it was too late. Yeah. Give them anything and you'll get fed to the lions. Yeah. Exactly. Like, what about what women want? Yeah. I don't know. I'm hoping that the bypass lowers the traffic eventually. Eventually. It's so far nothing. Like, it's no different. Every single time I drive, we call it the strip here. It's like the strip of all the shops and all the stores and all the fast foods on that, and the mall and the Walmart and Target and all the things are on that strip. It's like just a stretch. And everybody's like, oh, it's going to make that dead zone and all the businesses are going to go out. And I'm like, well, it hasn't yet. I have to drive it every day to get to work, like one town over. And it's like, still a bunch. It would be nice if it just at least got rid of the truck traffic, because that backs it up quite a bit. But nope. Still, big trucks still coming through. And anyway, yeah. Like I said, like reading her saying that, like post Roe v. Wade being overturned, is sketchy. Yeah, they're more noisy too, and they back up traffic, and like you're still gonna have trucks because they're gonna have to make deliveries to that strip, but it should in theory alleviate a lot of the traffic, but it hasn't yet. I haven't even seen the bypass since they finished it, but it was all on the news. It was front page news because not much happens here. And they've been like building the damn thing since the 70s. We're talking about the talks started in the 70s with building it. They bought a whole bunch of people out of their homes and crap, and kicking people out. And It's the whole thing. It's a fight for land, but it's a long time to wait for goddamn bypass to be built. Anyway, yeah. I think. What was I gonna say? Can't remember. I like the actress that plays the Madame Lulu on the TV show. That's really random, but I was like looking her up today because I remember the way she's portrayed on the show, and I really like her like costume design, and I really like her I don't know, her makeup and all that. There's a reason why they were nominated for an Emmy for costume design, but I like the actress that plays her. I don't know, she's Canadian, I think. I literally just looked her up. Madame Lulu, actress. I can't remember her name. Okay. Hello? Sarah Rue. Sarah Rue. I love her portrayal though. Like her makeup and her costume design are just. She was in The Big Bang Theory. Who did she play in The Big Bang Theory? I can't remember. I remember her face. Trying to see what else she was in. She was in Bones. Maybe that's where I know her from. My stepmom used to watch a lot of Bones. She's in a lot of random things. But anyway. Let's see when the crystal ball breaks. I can't wait. Can't wait to rewatch the TV show. Like when we're finished and rewatching the TV show. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I am so pleased that we got like an actual decent adaptation. It makes me so happy. And they even like expanded, like I've said this many times. I think I say this every live chat, but they even expanded on some things that were not, ouch, I like hit my thigh. But they expanded on things just such a good. We can do that if you want. I wouldn't mind that. Emmy noms came out this week. Oh, yeah. Let me guess. Ted Lasso is nominated for 20,000 Emmys. I'm waiting on like the last season of Ted Lasso. We just got that like free Apple TV thing or whatever, and I binged Ted Lasso. Oh, and I finished Severance. I think I was finishing that up right during the last live show, I think. That's Bane. That's Bane pushing my laptop, in case you're wondering. They've had 40 nominations throughout the entirety of the TV show. Jesus. Yep. Like a shit ton of nominations. So many. They were nominated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. They had like 20 nominations just for the 2022 Emmys. They've won 7 Emmys so far. They like usually clean up. They did last year. They like cleaned up at the Emmys. It's such a good show, though. Yes, I'm down for that. 100%. Maybe we can watch like episodes and then like while we're whatever we read next, and then we can talk about both. Unless that's too confusing. My ear itches. How was the finale? It was good. It was good. That's good. That's good. The Severance was up for a bunch too because they were. Yeah, I'm excited for the next season. Excited for the next season because it ended on an interesting note. It's a good show. It was a good show. Weird, but good. Bane's just in the window, soaking up the last bit of sun. There he is. Ignore the dirty window. There he is. He's like, hi, guys. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. You're a lush. You're a lush. Okay, now you need to move your feet back again. Move your feet back so I can put this back. Now it's tails. Oh, even Sansa came out. You know, you guys are the only people that see Sansa because she will not come out when there's company. She has literally only ever seen Josh and I. That's it. My sister has seen her, but only because like I made my sister like come upstairs to see her, and she saw her like only in like passing. I don't think she might have gotten the pet her, but anyway. Oh, Squid Game's up for drama. That's not surprising. I don't think they should make a second Squid Game. I think the first one is just good just by itself, but whatever. Yeah, it's a long show. The series of unfortunate events. It's like, yeah, because there's two episodes. There's two episodes per book. So it's 26 episodes. I had it like perfect and now it's all messed up. But anyway. Bane is a cutie. Bane is something else. Sansa's very shy. Very, 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 very shy. She does not like people. She wouldn't even come down when I came home yesterday. We had to come to her. She was not going to come downstairs. She's like, oh no, there's someone here. She's like, I didn't know it was you guys. Yeah, she's very, 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 very shy. Lots of options, yeah. I'm sure Ted Lasso is going to clean up again. This season was really, really good. Really good. I'm excited for the last season. Bummed that it is the last season. Ted Lasso is a great show. It's a perfect show. They're like lions. We're cute. They are something. Tiny tigers. That's the food I buy for them. I buy the tiny tiger. They make a food called Tiny Tiger. That's the food they get. Tiny tiger. And I totally did not buy it for the name. I haven't seen Squid Games. I think I would find it disturbing. It was good. It was really hyped, and I think it should be. I think it was good, but I think it should have ended like I think it should be done. I don't think they should make another one. I think they're going to stretch it out and they're going to ruin it. Because capitalism, money. But yeah, I think it was fine like where it ended. But yes, it's kind of fucked up. It's something. It's messed up. It's messed up. Tiny tigers. Yeah, it's called Tiny Tiger Like I have a dry food. They have a dry food and a wet food. They like the wet food, but not as much as they like the dry food of that brand. Their favorite wet food is Fancy. Is it Fancy Feast? I think it's Fancy Feast. They make like a gravy centered wet food that has gravy in the middle of the wet food. That is their favorite. They love the hell out of that one. They love it. They cannot get enough of that one. I put down a can of that food and it's gone in like seconds. I have to put out like when I like the Tiny Tiger, I can feed them like one can. And like in the morning, well, not a day. Usually it's like 2 or 3 cans a day, but I feed them one can, and they always have dry food. Always. My cats definitely do not starve. They're chunky boys and girls. But I'll put out like one can of the Tiny Tiger in the morning, and it's still there by like halfway through the day. It's still there. But I put out that gravy stuff. I have to put out 2 cans, otherwise they won't make it till like lunchtime. They devour it. They love the gravy. Yeah, I can't blame them. That's what I would go with if I was a Tiny Tiger. Anyway, talking about my cats. It's starting to get dark in here. I don't have any lights on. I'm relying only on the light source from outside. No, I really liked the I think they were nominated for an Emmy as well for set design for the show as well. And one of the sets that in particular was like the Carnivorous Carnival set. Oh, there's also like a really cool, I don't want to spoil it. Oh, I don't want to spoil it. We'll talk about it when we watch the show, if we watch the show together. But it's like a cool little like Easter egg kind of thing. It's kind of cool. Anyway. Byron Munich, confident on bringing on Conrad Lamer. Lamer? Anyway. I thought they were chewing on something, but they weren't. Yeah, no spoilers. But no, it doesn't surprise me that they were nominated for Emmys. Are you finding Easter eggs this time around? Reading the series? Small things, like it's really funny because like I read this series and there's still things that like pop out and surprise me. Like there's still things that like I'm like, oh, I never really thought of that before, or some things. But I don't know if there's anything in this one in particular that like stood out to me. But it's still happening. Like every time I read the series. Well, I mean, like, look, like I wrote that whole paper on I wrote that paper centered around feminism, and because you had to pick a certain type of lens to analyze the text. So I focused on feminism and queer studies. So like I divided my paper up in that. So so I had to like look at this series in like a whole different light. Like especially in like the first book, because now I like, and I also had to, it was rough on me because I love this series so much. So I also had to like argue both sides of things, you know, and I'm like, no, but I love this series so much. It's my babies, you know, and I'm assuming it's the way some people feel when they feel they have to defend Harry Potter, but like not as extreme, because J.K. Rowling is a terrible human being. Like that cannot be argued, in my opinion. But I'm assuming it's like partially how they feel like the same way, because this is like my nostalgia series. So like it was rough for me, but like, yeah, it definitely like I see certain things in like a different light than I did. Oh, I saw like the first time Shannon and I dropped it. The first time Shannon and I read the series, like that I was seeing like stuff that I didn't even think of before. And now I'm like, yeah, I'm doing the same thing, but in a different context. Sometimes. There's always new things for me, which is weird because the series is not like, you wouldn't think that it's not like it's Shakespeare and you can like interpret it 20 billion different ways and hyperanalyze it, but you can. It's just because it's a middle grade series does not mean there isn't stuff of substance in there and discussions to be had. Like, I think Shannon and I have had, like, because Shannon and I read them together already, and the discussions we have as a group, like with you, Kelly, like, are different than what we talked about like the first time we read them together. So like, but when I read them by myself a billion times, like there were different things that I was thinking about that I never thought of. Like, it's nice. It makes me like appreciate the series even more because there's things that everybody reads differently. And I think everybody brings their own baggage with them when reading as well. So they bring their own stuff to the table when analyzing, if that makes any sense. A short way of saying yes. Yeah. Remembering things that I knew I'd forgotten. Yeah. Yes, it's a great series for people who love reading and love words and love language. Yeah. I think it's also really exciting for kids in that way because, like, I've said this before, but like it gets kids excited about words and reading. Like, Lemony Snicket doesn't make you feel stupid when telling you what a word means, which, like, you know, some kids, but he doesn't shy away from using those kind of words. And even if he doesn't give like the actual definition of the words, it's more of like a realistic definition that a kid would understand better and putting it in a setting that they would understand better. Like a real world context kind of thing, which is nice. But if that makes sense. It's interesting because I feel like it should be getting No. I think once you read the whole series, some things will click, and I'm sure you'll have questions that will still be unanswered. The show, like I said, helps a lot with that. We also read All the Wrong Questions, which had some interesting stuff in it too, but like, yeah, like, I definitely recommend reading it through many times because it never gets old. This series never gets old. But like I said, I'm biased. It's my baby. It's one of my favorites, so I'm biased. I absolutely love this series. Yeah, there's lots of books I find. It's deeper than I expected. Yeah. There's so many like themes within the books that like people don't think about. And that's why we talk about it, though. That's why we talk about it, because like there's things that you would point out, Kay Kelly, that I didn't even think of, and there's things that Shannon sees that I didn't even think of, and there's things that I see that maybe you guys didn't think of. That's what book clubs are all about. Yes, exactly. Melancholy and playful. Yeah. Ouch. That hurt. Yay. I'm glad you're having fun. I'm glad. That means my job is done. It does, like, it really does help. And I think, like I said, I think that this is a hill I will die on. And again, I've said like 20,000 times, but like, middle grade and kids books are some of the most underrated books, genres, well, age ranges ever. Like we've seen the rise of YA over the past like 20 years even. Like YA has really like shot off, but I think middle grade has like expanded as well, like quite a bit, but I think still people like overlook it. Adults overlook middle grade, and I don't like. This takes me like what a day to read, a couple hours to read, and it's still a blast. Like, and people just, and there's still so many discussions to be had with a middle grade book. I will die on this hill. Middle grade's underrated. It should be. Middle grade is underrated. Exactly. Exactly. That's the benefit of book club. Get to hear what other people are bringing to the table. One of my professors like said it really well. They said, like, when we were reading my Shakespeare class, the professor I had for that, she said it really well. She said, like, we all bring our own baggage and our own life experiences, and like all of we bring our own shit to the table when we're reading. Like, so we're all different in that aspect. So like someone will read this and get a completely different take on one of the characters and connect to one of the characters different than someone else would. Or it's like we all bring our own shit to the table, so therefore we're all going to read differently, which is I like that idea. I like that idea of thinking like that, because it makes it more fun. If we all read the same and we all had like the same reaction, it would be a very boring book club. And we wouldn't have these cool discussions, and it would just be like, okay, yeah, that was good. Okay, goodbye. Although I do tangent a lot anyway, but you know what I mean. Yeah. YA has been like shooting up. Now it's smut. I'm just all over smut talk. Smutty romance has been surging. I'm reading the last book. Well, I have like there's like a shorts in that series, like novellas that I have to read, but like I'm on the last book of a series, and I'm like, it's getting good. It's getting spicy. It's already been spicy, but it's getting even more spicy. Yeah, I think people forget middle grade is written by adults. Exactly. I think it's the same thing with like cartoons though too. Like growing up, like sometimes maybe not cartoons now. I don't know. I don't watch a lot of cartoons now, so I can't say that. I watch a lot of adult cartoons. Now we have adult cartoons that are like big. I mean, we had like Beavis and Butthead, and Ren and Stimpy was kind of adult, but like you watch some of like the 90s cartoons, and like there's jokes that like as a kid just whew, but as an adult I'm like, did they just say that? It's like, just because you're an adult doesn't mean you're not going to get anything from a kid's book. Those are some more work. Yeah. Both have great opinions. Thank you. I'm not a perfect person by any means, any stretch of the imagination. But I don't know. I like bringing. I don't know. I like that whole like bringing your own baggage to reading and sharing your life experiences through reading. I think it's a great method to live your life by, to think about. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm tired. I think Josh is ordering me pizza too. I think he's doing dinner tonight. Domino's is closed. Never mind. That's right. They're closed on Tuesdays. Never mind. How late is... I'm hungry. Sorry, I'm Googling. Domino's is closed, guys. I'm Googling to see how late the pizza place, one pizza place is open. Nope, they close soon too. Damn it. I'm so hungry. Okay, never mind. We gotta figure out something to eat. I'm hungry. Anyway, sorry. Josh was supposed to order Domino's, but they're closed. Exactly. It's fun to agree, but to discuss different options and talk about is fun. Yeah. Really good life. Yes, exactly. Oops. It's been over an hour. They must have an interesting... Oh, you have no idea. Some of those like series can just go on forever. This one is 6 books. It's really good. It's really good. What I have a friend on TikTok. Hold on. I have a friend on TikTok. She sent me a whole bunch of books. Well, I bought them. She owns a bookstore in Michigan. So I bought a whole bunch of books from her. She does this thing called a mystery box, and she picks the books for you. You give her like suggestions, and she picks the books for you. Oh, it's not I finished the Barbarian series. There's still their spin-off series of the Barbarians to read, but I finished the main series, like the 22 books. I finished that. But anyway, what was I? Sorry. I got distracted. Sorry about the pizza. Yeah, they're closed because they're like shorthanded, like everywhere. They're closed on like random days. Anyway, so I ordered a random book box from this she owns like an indie bookstore in Michigan. And she sent me all these goodies, but she also sent me this one, which made me read this series. She's the same person who wrote Neon Gods, which I thought was just okay, honestly. It was just okay. But it's also got a euro. I got a euro in there. But yeah, so I wanted to read this series, so I'm on the last book in this series now. But I physically read this one. They're good. Good. But anyway, she sent me all these other titles. It's like, I'm so excited. But a lot of middle grade. I wanted this one anyway. I was really excited she put that in the box. But see, middle grade. A lot of queer middle grade too. Anyway, random. I don't know why he turned on the light. Must be coming up. He's trying to tell me the show should end soon. Yeah, or I would see. Here's what I was thinking. But it would be too early to read it because it'd be way too early. But I was thinking like this would work for the Cool Prompt. The Slippery Slope is their next book, and I thought it would work for the Cool Prompt. But then I'm like, wait a minute, it would be so early to read it, and I won't remember this. Well, I mean, I will, but was that pie? Yeah. This is supposed to be like. This is supposed to be, I think this is a buy rep. And she says Daisy Ellery's pies have a secret ingredient. He's not wearing pants. Are you wearing pants? Nope. Okay, he's not coming up. Like, just in case he's not wearing pants. Our pies have a secret ingredient, the magical ability to avenge women done wrong by men. But Daisy finds herself on the receiving end of a poke. I don't know what this is. I don't know what I was just saying. But anyway, she like takes care of wronged men. It's Magic Lies and Deadly Pie. Or wronged women. She takes care of the men who wronged women. Anyway, it's supposed to be a bi rep. And yeah. And then there's Pride. Small Town Pride. I don't know what that's about. Pride. It's the first openly gay kid at his school. Oh. This one looks so good. I'm excited to read this. I liked her. I can't think of the name of the series. Her other series. I can't think. I'm too tired. I don't know what this is about. I think this is queer as well. I don't know. And then this one's pirates. Queer pirates, I think. Or just pirates. Women pirates. Anyway. And then this one is smut. She gave me a big variety. And there's a €5 inside it as my bookmark. Anyway. But yeah, she sent me all that stuff. Because I did like $100 mystery box with her. She sent me a bunch of books. Anyway, that was random, but they can write a lot of smut. It's that series has 6 books. That's where I was going with. The series this is how many she's written. Look at this. This is nuts. And I don't even think this has. Yeah, this doesn't even have like her newest ones. Like it doesn't have. It's still missing books because it doesn't have the Hades and Persephone ones, like the Hades series, like Neon Gods does. I think she wrote, yeah, she's the one who wrote, like, there's all those, we can't really see. There's all those. Like, she has a lot of smut. And it's good. I like her books. I think they're good. I didn't think Neon Gods was anything great. Honestly, I thought it was overhyped. I thought it was good, but it was overhyped. And oh no, I already read it. Don't worry. I already read it. The money's useless now. Well, it is. The euro is down, actually. But no, I already read this. I already read it. I just kept the bookmark in there. Bookmark. Anyway. So many library holds on them. I bet. Yeah, she's really popular right now. Very popular. Anyway, yeah, no, I already read it. Thanks for being concerned for me. No, I've already read it. It's fine. I already read it. This is like book 3 in the series or something. And I'm on book like 6. So it's good. We're fine. Everything's fine. Anyway. Anyway, we should set a date for the next. I got to eat something. My stomach is like rumbling. Oh, where is my calendar? Stomach's rumbling. Oh, any ideas? I know I have classes, but I don't remember when I have classes, so that might affect it, our live show. But if it does, I'll message you guys somewhere. I don't remember my schedule, and the app doesn't work very well to look it up, so there's that. But I know my school starts next month. Ugh, I don't want to go back to school. But that works for me. Live. There we go. Let's make it brown. There is no brown. Let's make it blue then for the ice. This ice isn't blue, but 7 p.m. Save. Done. Is it longer? Yeah, it's bigger. It's a bit bigger. 337. The one we just read is, wow, 286 or something. So it's a little bit bigger. It's a little bit bigger. It's a bit bigger. It's a bit bigger. I don't know why I keep saying it like that. I love these books. Anyway. I feel like this series, like, they're big, but like the font is so big and like they're such easy reads that you end up flying through them anyway, even though there are so many pages. Yeah. But yeah, I read Carnival in one sitting. I read it today. I listened to it today and read a little, but I mostly listened to it this round. One day. Done. It's only a couple hours. It's like 4-hour long audiobook or something. Bikes. Yeah. Yeah. If you take your time. You take your time with them and you're not like me where you're like, oh crap, I have a live show now. I should probably read it. Like, I'm such a dilly-dallyer. Procrastinator. Oh yeah, Grinchathon. Grinchathon this next week. I'm excited. I haven't made a TBR yet. I've been concocting in my head like things, like thinking about things to read for it, but I don't know what I'm going to actually read. But we shall see. I gotta get a TBR up myself though. Hopefully it goes better than the announcement video did. That was a nightmare to get up. In one sitting. I read like not everything, but lately I've been reading so many books like in one sitting. Like the smutty books, like I just plow through them. And Josh keeps saying he's like they're small, and I'm like, no, they're not. Well, this one kind of is. This one's still 253 pages. Like they're still, and some of them are like bigger than that. I just read them on the Kindle, and it feels like I fly through them. They're just like, I just devour them. I did it. I did do an announcement video. It was fun as always. Yay, Grinchathon. I will see you guys during Grinchathon and all the things. Yes, have a happy birthday. A book 2-seater. Yeah. What is this cat's doing? Anyway, I'm going to go eat food. Happy birthday. I'll see you. Happy Grinchathon. I'll see you during that and all the things. And I love you guys. And I'm going to go. I'm going to go eat some food. I don't know what now, but I'm going to go eat something. I love you guys. Bye. Bye. And play with my stupid cats. They're not stupid. I love them so much. Goodbye.